Alright, what's up everybody? It is me, Abyss Fusion. Welcome to Goodbye 2020, my final video of the year. I want to clarify something very quickly. This video has been recorded on the 26th of November, and I'm going to be posting it on the final day of the year, which is the 31st of December. I just want to clarify that right now. But I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't want to make it too long, but if I do, I apologise because I've got a lot to get on my mind. But first of all, I hope you all had a good Merry Christmas, Merry Hanukkah, Merry whatever the hell you celebrate. I'll talk about that very quickly, briefly. My Christmas was actually a lot better than I expected it to be, because of the year. This year has been extremely depressing and bad. I thought that this year with the whole COVID-19 situation, which we'll talk about, I thought that was going to ruin it, but no, surprisingly, it was actually a good Christmas, believe it or not. For one day, I just completely ignored COVID. We didn't talk about it, we didn't care for it for that one day. We just talked about it, and to anyone that said, oh, did you leave the house and that? We didn't. We spent time in this house, which I'm currently in, so it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be, which is a good thing. Now, what did I get? I'm wearing one of the things that I got this Adidas t-shirt, which is very good, and it's pronounced Adidas, not Adidas, Americans. That's the correct terminology. And my older brother got me this, which is a Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora pop vinyl. I've never had a pop vinyl in my life. I never bothered to get some, but he got me that, which is pretty good because the Kingdom Hearts series is one of my favourite series of all time in the video game industry. So yeah, this is making me want to get a couple of more. I want to get, there's one that's got Aqua, and then there's the one where it's Sora, but he's holding the ultimate Keyblade instead. He's just holding the normal Keyblade, if you can see. So I might get some more. I got some money as well. Money, the more you get older, the more you just want money for Christmas. When you're in my age, which is 20, young teenage years and all that stuff, they'll want the same thing as well. I got money, some socks, some Lynx spray stuff, and my streak continues of getting nothing but Lynx. Well, for the spray and washing stuff anyway, Lynx Africa, the 25-year edition one. My streak continues. I've been getting them every year for the past 10 years or something like that. I got some of the top quality socks. Got some underwear. I got another shirt as well, which I will call fan, which I'll show you very quickly. I mean it. Where is it? I got the Adidas shirt, as I showed you, but I also got this as well, which is a John Carpenter Halloween 1 logo mask. It actually looks very, very cool, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I know Halloween's past, but I love the Halloween movie series. It's the series that essentially brought the serial killer genre to life, essentially. It's a series where slasher movies started popularizing, because if it wasn't for Halloween, we wouldn't have Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger, Scream. We wouldn't have any of them if it wasn't for Halloween. But apart from that, I got top quality socks, underwear, money mainly as well, which I'll use the money to get some things as well. Apart from that, that's all I got, some small things as well. But I'm not gonna complain. Oh wait, no, I did get a Galaxy Chocolate Christmas Collection thingy. It's just, it's somewhere. I can't be bothered to find it, but I did get that. I've already had one. I had one yesterday, so I've got like 5 more to go through, which I'll eat like every month because I'm not a chocolate person. I don't eat chocolate as much as I used to anymore, but I still eat it every so often. So in the comments below, let me know what you got, or DM me on Instagram or whatever, and tell me what you got as well. But now we talk about, or we say, some things that I want to get off my chest. I did this last year. I think I did it the year before. Goodbye 2019, goodbye 2018. I don't think I did 2018, but I'm keeping the streak going. So, 2020, meant to be a new decade, meant to be a completely new decade, meant to be a fantastic year to just start off fresh, leaving a decade and we're entering a new decade. But that didn't happen. And I'm going to talk about the things that I can immediately think of that have affected this year, and just the positives and the negatives as well. There's more negatives than positives in my opinion, but I'll talk about it anyway. The biggest thing that happened this year that we just weren't expecting was the coronavirus, aka COVID-19. Now here's the thing. The coronavirus has been around for multiple years. It's been forever with us. This is just a new variant, a new strain of it, COVID-19. Not to mention the new mutated strain that we've just figured out as well a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago. But I'll get onto that when I can. Around February and March time, it started to majorly hit a lot of the countries, America in particular, and the UK as well. Because in March of the UK, over here anyway, we went into a national lockdown, and that basically meant schools were closed, colleges were closed, universities were closed, essential shops only were open, non-essential shops were closed, so tattoo parlours, tattoo shops, hair shops, you name it, etc. All of them were closed. I don't know when it ended, somewhere around the summertime, around the springtime, but for the better part of, I want to say 6-5 months, it was just me in this house doing the college work assigned to me, getting it done, waiting for summer to come, and then just rinse and repeat. Because March, April, May, June, July, August and September, I was stuck for about 6 months. It wasn't until around July or June I started to go out a lot more to the shops, get some things as well. But I never went to Durham City Centre, I never went to Newcastle upon Tyne, I never went to Sunderland. I just stayed in the town, only left when I needed to, which was the shop, get some things for myself, get some things for the house, etc. That was the only time I was leaving the house, and I haven't left properly to go to Durham or Newcastle upon Tyne or anywhere like that in County Durham because of it. And I will be going, in fact I'll talk about it briefly, on the 9th, no it isn't the 9th, on the first week of January I think, or the second week, I'll have to go to Durham City Centre because I'm getting my fourth tattoo done on my left arm. In case you don't know already, I'll briefly explain. I've got these 3 on my left arm. I've got tribal outline there, barbed wire and chain one there, an ace of spades one there, and then on the gap that you can see around here, I'm getting another one. It's going to be Rayquaza from Pokemon. It's going to be going around there. And I should be able to do a vlog on that day. Depends, because with the public, it's Durham City, the universities and the colleges and all that type of stuff are there. So I'll have to be careful there, obviously. But the COVID-19 situation had affected this year for not only essential people, but for people that were working. Some people had their jobs just cut off completely. Some had to be let go. Some businesses were completely shut down, just closed, enclosured, or whatever it is. Just a lot of people were very, very unlucky, but a lot of people were also, their payment wasn't cut, they weren't getting fired, they could just work from home. They were in a very fortunate position that it wouldn't affect them. But my family works independent. My stepdad owns his own business, a essential business, because it works on cars, and yes, working on cars and that is an essential business, so it didn't really affect us at all. In fact, I can't speak for everyone else, but it actually helped us significantly because people weren't going to work. They were able to have some free time to get their cars done, and we were very, very lucky for that situation to have happened. So in terms of work, it didn't affect us incredibly a lot. It made him more busy, so money was still coming in, we were still living in the house, it was perfectly fine. Some people on the other hand were not fortunate to be in that position, and I feel sorry to all those people that were in that position, that they had to be let go of their jobs or whatever. But here's the big situation as well, and this goes to the UK specifically, and this is going to be a little bit political, but it has to be said. We had entered lockdown all the way back in March, way too late, because the damage around January and February and early March, the damage was already done, and the worst Prime Minister that we have ever had, Boris Johnson, he put the lockdown way too late. He waited until many people were already dead, many cases were already happening, and he put us on lockdown way too late, and it was still getting worse, However, around the summertime, it had actually decreased deaths and cases quite a lot. I'll admit that right now. There weren't that many, there were still deaths and cases coming up, but compared to when it first happened, between 20 and 40,000 I think, it started going down dramatically. And then September, school, college starts, and this is where it just hit the fan, and it got worse. It got bad around springtime, March, around that time, got drastically better around the summertime, and then the school opens and that, and then it starts getting a lot worse, because we knew, over here in the UK anyway, we knew if the school's open, then everybody's going to start getting it, because while young children and young teenagers can still get COVID, they won't show that many bad side effects compared to like elderly people or people that have lung problems or whatever, because their immunity system, depending on who they are a lot more better, that it's still growing, it's a lot stronger than, you know, elderly or adults or whatever, really. But they can still get it. I have seen cases where kids have got it, but because my uncle's son, he had it and he got better pretty quickly. So, and he's like 13, 14, 15, I can't even bloody remember, I'm that bad. But he had it, he got better as far as I'm aware. He did get better actually, and he just continued on with his life. So kids can get it, others worse than others, really. Others can get it, others can be better, others can be worse. So he got it. But when September and October hit, it just started to rain down, and it just got even worse and worse. And we'd expected it, but clearly the government don't care about health and lives. If they did, they wouldn't have opened them up in the first place, because they think that education is a lot more important than the health and well-being of people. How does that make any sense? It doesn't, but it got worse around October, September time over here in the UK, probably everywhere around the world if I'm honest, but it got worse as the months and weeks progressed. And just recently, recently within the past week or two or three, a new mutated strain was found, and as far as I'm aware, I don't know where it's reached in other countries anyway. It's here, and I think Italy, maybe France has it as well. America, can't confirm. I'll talk about America in a minute, because I've got some things to say. But this year has been awful for people, especially people that, you know, have to go and see their friends and that, especially young adults and that. But me, I've had to deal with it. You know, I've had to deal with it. Some people haven't dealt with it as well as other people have, but I've dealt with it as well as I can. I haven't felt awful. It's just, you know, believe it or not, I've been isolated away from people for years anyway. The only time I felt like, you know, the only time when I was talking to people, phone, or if I went to school or college, and then after that when I come home, I just isolate myself in the house. I don't bother going out unless it's for special occasions, birthdays, parties or whatever. That was the only time I left, and I talk to people very close, but I've been isolating myself for multiple years, because the only person you can trust in your life is yourself. Don't trust anybody else unless you really know the person, but even then, they might end up being not who you think they are. But only trust yourself in your own world. You can let people in, but it's up to you, or it's your risk if they're going to stab you in the back or not. But only trust yourself. But COVID been one of the most horrible things that have happened. A new decade starts off with that, and now we get on to the Black Lives Matter situation, and I've got quite a few things to say about that. First of all, it's very, very, very good that they spoke out about the whole, whatever his name was, George Floyd or whatever the hell his name was, the way he got killed in there. People standing up, speaking up, all that stuff, perfectly fine. But the way it was executed, in America in particularly, was god awful. And Americans, they just have to ruin everything. And some don't, I'll be honest. But the thing that happened is that the protests and all that stuff, whatever it was that was going on in America, not only did they put many, many people's lives, risking them, but many people set fire to buildings, caused rampages across the streets and towns and cities around America, everywhere around the world, I assume, as well. Many people got hurt. The SWAT teams, guards, armed people, whatever you want to call it, they had to get involved. A lot of people got hurt. A lot of people maybe got killed, as far as I'm aware, but because of it. Over here in the UK, can't confirm the same thing. I think it was a little bit more peaceful. London, around that London area, a lot of people had the same protests and marching around town and cities, calling Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, etc., etc. But it was a good idea for them to speak up, but the way it was executed for a lot of the world was poorly done, and a lot of people got hurt. It didn't have to end in violence, but because America is the country for violence, they had to do violence anyway. But there are two ways for me. People either like me or hate me, but what I'll say is just 100% true. This could be a good thing, or it can be a bad thing, depending on who you are, and this will apply to America in particular. In fact, around the world. The US president election. Many controversial things happen, alright, because without any evidence to back up their words, Trump supporters immediately assumed that it was rigged without any evidence at all, because they couldn't admit that their boy lost. This is without evidence. They just immediately assume, oh, the election's rigged. No, correct myself there. The election's rigged without evidence, but there is no evidence. They can't prove it. The only reason they're saying that is because they can't admit that their boy lost. And believe me, there are many, many supporters of Trump out there for some reason. But in case you don't know, obviously Joe Biden won in January. He's becoming the new president, whether people like it or not. But I won't say my opinion on the situation. For some people it's a good thing. For some people, they're just coming up with excuses that it was rigged. It was rigged without any evidence at all. If you've got no evidence, it didn't happen. But I won't talk too much about it, but some people think the country's saved, some people think it isn't. That's all I'm going to say. I won't say my opinion. I'll just say people think the country's safe, people think it isn't. People's just coming up with excuses. That's all I'm going to say. But how did it affect my YouTube channel? Well, realistically, it didn't affect it at all, if I'm being completely honest. I just was able to upload a lot more frequently, but this year, my old laptop did break, the one that I've been using for multiple years. It did break, unfortunately, so I had to do a lot of editing on my phone, which was a horrible situation. Talking about how it affected me, this world. My phone, the previous phone that I had, which was on a contract at the time, my Huawei P20, the battery component mechanism ended up not working for some reason, and it just wouldn't shut it wouldn't charge at all, even with a charging port or with those portable chargers that you could just put your phone down and it just charges. It wasn't charging with that, and at the time it was still on a contract, but the contract was literally around the corner from ending, so I didn't bother getting in touch with Vodafone. Yeah, this is what happens. I want something dealt with it because it wasn't my fault, and it legit wasn't my fault. All I was doing was just charging the phone, and then slowly as the weeks went on, it was charging, but it had to be in a very dodgy position for it to charge, and then it just wouldn't charge at all. But my contract was about to expire anyway in a month, so I bought my old brother's iPhone off him. Had it for quite a few months. Hated it because it's an iPhone. I'm not a fan of iPhones. Even, I tell a lie there, the iPhone I had was rather good. It did its job. It did the job that I asked it to do. But I'm an Android Samsung person, so I bought a Samsung, which I'm using to record this video right now. So I've had 3 phones this year. The Huawei, the iPhone, and the Samsung that I'm using right now. But in terms of YouTube, I was just able to post a lot more, have a lot more time with my friends on the gaming on my PS4 right over there. I bought more. I don't want to rub it in, but with the free time that I had and the free money that I was able to have, I bought a lot more shoes that I wear quite a bit, and I'm wearing a pair of them right now. These shoes, you might think, what the hell are them? But I like them. I like them a lot, even despite the pink on the bottom. I've got a pair of ZX50s as well, which are not these as far as I'm aware, but these are actually, yeah, these are these them? Who cares? These are worn out. They are the ZX750s. These are worn pretty much. I've worn them quite a bit. They will need a bit of a clean, but I bought a pair of ZX750s. I bought these funky shoes that I'm wearing right now. I bought a pair of DC shoes, you know, DC skating brand. Is it DC? Yeah, it is. Bought a pair of them. I've been able to buy a lot of things this year that I wasn't able to do because I would have been so busy with college going there every single day, backwards and forwards. But this year has given me a lot more freedom to do with what I want. But it has been, the majority of this year has been negative, but there have been positives as well. The beginning of the year, I was able to get this Ace of Spades tattoo done. Was it worth the money? Debatable. I paid 120 quid for it. It's very debatable if it was worth it or not, but I got that done. I was able to finish college well, I'm still there now for level 3, but I did the level 2 even despite the situation. But then I'll have a lot more free time to myself. And even despite the negatives in this world, I've been able to have some positives as well, just thinking back. But 2020 has been one of the worst years for humanity in quite a long time. And the thing is though, a lot of people think that the whole COVID-19 situation is a bit of a hoax. It's not real. And to those people that keep saying that it's not real, they're probably in denial because they act like they have a pair of balls and they're trying to deny everything, but in real life they're actually terrified in case they catch it as well, because if it was a hoax, how have over 40, I can't estimate how many people have died. It's in the millions as far as I'm aware. Maybe, I don't know, millions of people have died from it, but millions of people have recovered. A hell of a lot more people have recovered from it than dying, but it is still millions of people that have died, but millions of people have recovered as well. So it isn't incredibly deadly as, say, I don't know, the Black Plague or whatever, but then again, back then they had very limited stuff as well, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but it is still serious because it affects the lungs mainly, and what do the lungs do? They make you breathe. And if you can't breathe, then you're in trouble. But I haven't had it, so thankfully, so I can't tell what it's like. But anyway, I've been talking for quite a bit now. This video is over 24 minutes long, I think. What do I hope for 2021? Well, the thing is, though, this year, like, it's very, very hard to tell if the vaccine has worked, because it's still early days, because the Pfizer, whatever you call it, vaccine has been made, and I can't immediately tell if it has been a success, because I think I read a post earlier, a few 100,000 people have gotten themselves injected with the vaccine, and I think what it does, it boosts something in your system. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. I don't care for political terms. I don't care for I care for the news, but I don't read it because I don't care that much unless it's extremely important. But next year, I hope that life can slowly be back to normality, even though it's going to take a very, very long time before we can go back to normal. But I hope that we can at least try to live our lives a little bit more normally than this year has tried. I mean, we did, during the spring and summertime, we were able to try, but it just got worse and worse and worse. But I hope next year we can somewhat try to live like normal people, even though normal people are incredibly boring, but back to the way it was slowly. And over here in the UK, it's very unlikely that's going to happen, because the reason for that is because around London South area, I think, they have been put, and this ruined all of their Christmases as well. I don't, to the people that live in London, and the people that live in London and the South that mocked the North East because of the tiers that we were in, they have now been put in tier 4, and they were laughing at us. So do I feel sorry? Kind of, but now I'm laughing at them because they're in a tier 4 situation and they were mocking us. So I do feel kind of sorry for them because they missed Christmas with their families and that, but I don't feel sorry at all in a big way because they were mocking us and now I can mock them. But a lot of places in the UK are going to be put in tier 4, which basically means extreme restrictions will be happening. But I hope 2021 we can try to kind of get back to normality very, very slowly. Is it likely going to happen at the beginning of the year? Very unlikely. But throughout the months, maybe we can determine, but I don't know. But anyway, that's all I've got for this video. I had quite a bit to talk about, but there's a lot of people that I want to say thanks for watching the videos and that. Everyday Food Reviews, John and Sean, those guys, I found their channels earlier this year, I believe. I think it was during the time I found their channel when I was trying Sneak for the very first time, Sneak Energy. I found their channel because of it, so those guys, their videos have helped me out and they've commented on some of my videos. They're legends for that. My close friend in real life, she knows who she is. I won't say her actual name, but Sugar, she might be appearing in a video in the future if she wants to, if I can get to her. But she's, when the lockdown first happened, me and her, we were interacting because she couldn't go to work. She was stuck in the house with her parents and that, and when I was able to, I would call her and make sure she was alright. She would do the same to me, to the point where we were calling every single day. I was just checking up on her, making sure she was fine, because she, as well as other people, they can't stay in the house for too long. They want to go out, and she can do that. So I just gave her a call every few days or every day to make sure she was alright, and a text as well. So she has helped me, and because of that, I feel like our relationship has gotten a hell of a lot closer, but that's all I'm going to say. And a lot of people, XCS, FTR, Bloodwolf, Aaron, I've played with him a hell of a lot this year on Warzone as well. Great guy. I'll try to remember to put his channel link in the description below. He's just got 20 subscribers, so well done to him. There's a lot more people, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Johnny, if you're watching this, Richard, TulsaTube29, a lot of people, which I can't immediately, there's a lot of names in my head, I just can't name them immediately because this video has been going on long enough as it is, and I'm going to end it now. So 2021 has better be a better year than 2020, but I'm not getting my hopes up just yet. And my cat just twitched his ear for some reason. But anyway, I have been Abyss Fusion. Thank you all very much for watching this video. If you did somehow enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the like button, possibly share it with a friend, family, or relative. And yeah, my next video is going to be drink reviews. I've had some drinks reviews videos privately for the past couple week and two now. I'll make them public as soon as 2021 hits, or I'll start making them public then the day after make the other one public. I've got 6 or 7 reviews ready to go public that I filmed throughout the past couple of weeks, just pre-recorded and ready. So yeah, with that being said, 2020, this is for you, and I'll see you all later.